Hey guys, it's GoldenSteelTV here. It's been a while since we last did a GTA 5 video, but now we're here doing another one. Actually it's gonna be the long one, cause we're about to head out and do something special for this video. Well, not extremely special, but just work a job, which is truck driving. But first, we're gonna have to find a truck that we can use to do the job. Alright, we're gonna be on our way now. Meanwhile, we could talk about real life stuff that happened recently. First in football, the Washington Redskins are no longer gonna be called the Redskins anymore. Instead, they will go with a different name now. For years, there have been protests over the Redskins name because some believed that it was offensive towards Native Americans, and that happened going on for years. Every time someone told the owner, Dan Snyder, to change the name, he often said, well, hell no, I won't change the name. Not ever. But recently, in the light of the Black Lives Matter protests and other stuff that's been going on, there was some insurmountable pressure to remove the name Redskins, with investors threatening to cut ties with the team if Snyder didn't change the name. And you guessed it, he caved in and decided to change the name from the Redskins to now the Washington Football Team. There have been candidates for the new team name, which are the Red Tails, which is supposed to honor the Tuskegee Airmen, which is a group of African American fighter pilots that fought in World War II, and Red Wolves, which sounds cooler. However, these two names have been trademarked by one guy who lives in Virginia. As a result, during a legal battle trying to get the guy to give up the trademark names and hand them over to the Washington Football Team. And that's what's going on now. Alright, we found a truck that we can use. We could go ahead and deliver what we're gonna deliver. For now, the Washington Football Team will just be called the Washington Football Team, which sounds weird, but that's what they're gonna go with for now, until they finally find a new name that they could stick with for like pretty much forever. Alright, training camp all teams held their training camps, but 66 people have opted out of the NFL season due to the coronavirus pandemic. Alright, we're about to go deliver some chicken to a chicken restaurant down in Los Santos. It's already got chicken and other food that's being delivered. The trailer that the truck is supposed to carry is refrigerated, so the food will stay fresh once upon arrival. All right. Continue to talk about real life stuff. Notable players that are opting out include Dante Hightower, who's pulling out due to due to the birth of his child. Even though it may be a blow to the Patriots, which is the team that he plays for. For him, family comes first. All right. That's the communications radio that's being used on the truck. All right. I'm not a truck. I don't know. I only know one guy who I met at school that's about to take a job as a truck driver, and that's pretty much the job he's gonna do throughout his life. Alright. Alright, back to football. For Dante Hightower, family comes first. And everyone should know that and not be pissed about it. I got family that I gotta take care of off of YouTube. You know? I got my parents that live with me in the house, 2 brothers that live with me. And I got an aunt and uncle that live with me in that same house. As such, family is a big priority for me. And that's what everyone needs to understand, you know? There have been times and there will be times when there's family stuff going on and I gotta be there for my family, you know? That's part of life. Alright. Alright. Players had until August 6th to make a decision whether or not to opt out. In total, 66 people have opted out. Other notable names that are opting out include CJ Mosley, the Jets linebacker, and an offensive lineman for the Chiefs, whose name I forgot, and Damian Williams, the running back, who, like the offensive lineman that I talked about earlier, won Super Bowl 54 earlier this year. Alright. In other football news, Cam Newton, after months of being without a team since being cut by the Carolina Panthers, who drafted him in 2011 first overall, and got them to Super Bowl 50, which they lost to the Denver Broncos. The Patriots have now decided to take him on. Ever since Tom Brady left for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the quarterback position was pretty much there was pretty much a power struggle about who would be the Nets quarterback to start in the future. They got guys like Jarrett Stidham, who is in his 2nd year since being drafted out of Auburn last year. Now they got Cam Newton, who is presumed to be the starter for the Patriots in Week 1. I'm not sure how things will go, but because Cam has been dealing with injuries over the last 2 years, it's hard to know if things will go well. You know? Alright, that's pretty much the football news I could share for today. I did get to talk about Patrick Mahomes' new contract in the last gaming video, although I only had to keep the details short because I was running out of time, but that was enough information you need to know about his contract. Alright. Oh, Convoy. The song about trucking. Which is fitting because right now I'm out on the road truck driving, and this is And that song that I'm playing is literally an anthem for truck drivers out there. The other person I know who's a truck driver is my dad. My dad worked briefly as a truck driver during the COVID-19 pandemic, just to deliver tomatoes to Ohio in order to keep the population fed. Yeah, cause you know, we gotta keep feeding the people in times like this, you know? Without food, who's gonna survive? You know? Alright. 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 Truck driving is actually a dangerous job, because you have to deal with inadequate road infrastructure, social isolation, fatigue, and injuries that result from long hours out on the road. In fact, hundreds of truck drivers die each year, statistically, and I've seen truck accidents before in my life. And to emphasize it, here's a short story about the truck driving accident that I witnessed. When I was on my way home from visiting my relatives in Texas when I was around 10 years old, we were driving out on a storm, and I was scared that we could be struck by lightning or tornado can form in front of our faces. But luckily, a tornado didn't form in front of me, although I did see lightning strikes. However, that wasn't the end of it though. The strong winds from the storm caused the truck to roll over to its side. And that was pretty much what happened, from what I saw. I'm not sure if the driver survived. If he did, thank God, but if he didn't, well, fuck. But that's just pretty much, but that was pretty much what happened to tell you guys the story. Alright, we're now arriving at the chicken restaurant, where the chicken is now being delivered, but now it's starting to rain. Alright. Yeah. Okay, before you ask, where did the truck accident occur that I told you about? I think it happened in Missouri or Arkansas, as far as I can remember. But from what I can recall visually, it most likely took place in Missouri. I've mentioned a couple of times that I've been to these states before, and yeah, that's all the details I could share with you guys about the accident that I witnessed before, right in front of my eyes. Okay, alright, now let's get to basketball. The NBA restart is already off to a good start. It started off with the Utah Jazz versus the New Orleans Pelicans, and followed by Lakers versus Clippers, in which the Lakers won. Some players are absent from the restart, with guys like Kyrie Irving, who isn't with the Brooklyn Nets due to his fight for social justice. Spencer Dinwiddie, due to health issues related to COVID-19. And who else can I think about? That's pretty much I can think of. There were players who violated the bubble. Lil William snuck out of the bubble to go to a strip club, and he ended up having to miss 2 games as punishment for that infraction. Zion left the bubble briefly to deal with a family issue, and he came back not shortly afterwards, just in time for the bubble for the restart. There have been teams that were trash in the regular season before the shutdown, but are doing so well in the bubble. For example, the Phoenix Suns were a shitty team during the regular season, but once they played in the restart, they've gone 4-0 as of this video. Their biggest moment has to be Devin Booker's game winner over the Clippers, right in front of Paul George's face, to seal their victory. And I was so amazed to see that moment, even though I didn't get to see it live because I don't have NBA TV where it aired, I think. The Lakers have already clinched the #1 seed, so have the Western Conference, so have the Bucks, and their own Eastern Conference. And yeah, there are other teams fighting for the 8th seed in the Western Conference, like the Suns, like I mentioned earlier, and the San Antonio Spurs, who, if they fail to secure the 8th seed, could end up having the first non-playoff season since the 1996-97 season, which actually helped them get Tim Duncan in the draft that they ended up taking first overall, and that instantly made them playoff contenders from that day forward. Other teams fighting for the 8th seed are the Trailblazers, who can make a good case for being a playoff team, although they're struggling a little. And the Pelicans, and yeah. Alright, I'm trying to find a trailer to deliver the big breakfast to a restaurant that's up north. The trailer that I'm using is supposed to be for beer delivery, which pretty much doesn't make sense. And alright, we found a replacement truck for the beaten up red truck that I used earlier to deliver the chicken. Alright. We're trying to find a refrigerated trailer. Alright. 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 And the Celtics are off to were off to a rough start. Their player, Jason Tatum, scored only 5 points with only 2 field goals made, which is 2 out of 18, which, when you look at it, is pretty much disappointing to see, you know? But in the next game, which was against the Blazers, he bounced back. And he also had a haircut that people say may have actually helped him get back to form that he was being before the shutdown. When he played poorly in the game against the Bucks, his haircut was pretty much big, but when he got a buzz cut, which made his hair shorter, he became good again. Alright, screw that trailer. I don't want it anymore. Let's find another one that I can use to deliver the big breakfast. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay, the teams that are possibly gonna miss out on the playoffs in the restart are the Washington Wizards and the Sacramento Kings. Both of these teams have been mediocre throughout the season. The Wizards' only star is Bradley Beal, who's been without John Wall since he tore his ACL or Achilles, as far as I can remember. But I've heard that John Wall is being 100% again, and once the new season starts, he should make a big return. Alright. The other notable good games that I've watched included the other notable game that I've watched was Raptors versus Lakers, in which the Raptors held the Lakers down to the point that AD and LeBron only scored 35 points combined. And I don't want to talk about the Lakers' problems because I'd rather talk about how good the Raptors played in that game. Their defense is so good that it could be a factor in helping them possibly win a championship in the restart, and even make them huge playoff contenders. And yeah, the Raptors have been so great this season, even without Kawhi Leonard, who is currently with the Clippers, and even without him, the Raptors are still good, which is amazing because it losing him was pretty much losing nothing. Nobody was upset when he left because all he did was bring them a championship that they had longed for since its inception in 1995. And everyone was okay with his decision to join the Clippers. When he came back to Toronto, he was given a warm welcome in his return. And the Raptors fans have no bitter feelings towards towards Kawhi for leaving. They're just they're just glad that he brought them a championship in the first place, which is something to understand. All right. The last basketball history lesson we'll share until after the season is over is gonna be of a let me think for a second. All right, we got the trailer needed to deliver the big breakfast to a restaurant that's located alongside a highway. Alright, we're on our way now for delivery. Alright. Okay, who do I think is the most underrated shooter who in the 70s? Well, it's gotta be George Gervin, aka Iceman. He played for the San Antonio Spurs in the late 70s and early 80s. He made a finger roll popular, and that even that a few NBA legends that came after him have adopted it. He made the San Antonio Spurs great before David Robinson arrived, and then after he left the Spurs, the team was able to find a replacement for him, which was David Robinson, who they drafted first overall in 1987. Although they had to wait 2 years for him to arrive because of his military service in the Navy. His service in the Navy has earned him a nickname, the Admiral. He made the Spurs playoff contenders for years, and once he got hurt in the 96 to 97 season, they were able to win the lottery to get the first overall pick, which they used to select Tim Duncan out of Wake Forest University. And once Timmy arrived, he immediately made a major impact on the team, and together, Robinson and Duncan won a championship in 1999, and then they in 1999 and 2001 they selected Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker respectively. They used Ginobili as their sixth man, and they were able to win a couple more championships, like in 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014. Their coach was and still is to this day Greg Popovich, aka Coach Pop. That's the basketball history lesson. That's the basketball history lesson to share for today, which is about the San Antonio Spurs and their dominance in the 2000s. All right. I will share more basketball lessons after the restart is over, and after whichever team wins the championship. I was glad to share you basketball lessons throughout the NBA shutdown, so whenever there wasn't much to talk about in basketball, I could supplement it and compensate for it with basketball history. All right. Okay. We're still on our way to the restaurant to deliver the big breakfast. They're in a refrigerated trailer to keep the food fresh, just like the trailer to deliver the chicken that we did earlier. Alright. We killed a coyote. I hope I didn't kill Willie Coyote from Looney Tunes. Oh, alright. The editing for the short film is continues, and as of now, the release date is set for mid or late August. After which the new short film will be recorded and edited and uploaded late this year. Alright. Alright, about the song Convoy that played earlier in the video while I was delivering chicken. In my opinion, it's the only country music song that smacks for me. Alright, watch out with the motorcycle. Watch out with the bikers. They're already behind me and I accidentally struck them. But nevertheless, we're almost there. Alright. We're almost there, out for delivery. Our location should be getting closer and closer now. Alright. Alright, we're here now at the restaurant where the big breakfast is supposed to be delivered and served to the customers. Alright. The character that I'm using for today is Trevor. Okay. Alright. Alright now, we got the big breakfast delivered and ready to be served the next morning. Let's find another trailer to use for one more delivery job for today. Alright. Alright, it's about to be sunset. Okay. Oh. Oh, damn. Alright. There isn't much to deliver out there. I'm trying to find a trailer or a tanker that I could use to perform one more delivery job for today. Alright. I'm so glad sports are back. For real, I'm really happy that sports have come back. Alright. Alright. Okay, I found something now. Alright, I found a tanker that we can deliver. It's gonna be full of milk instead of oil to feed the people that are in need of something healthy to drink.
Hey Clyde, I'm gonna be late to work. My car won't start.
Alright. Alright, I gotta be careful with this tanker because any little damage could accidentally leak the liquid out of the tank, which could pose a dangerous hazard. Yeah. Yeah, some trucks carry hazardous material like oil, radioactive material, explosives, and hydrogen gas, and other hazardous material. You know, it could be, if it's not carefully handled out on the road, it could pose a hazard that could be dangerous and even fatal to and that's a recipe for disaster. Like, you know the material that's used to create TNT. It's extremely dangerous material. It's extremely dangerous material to handle when it's being delivered somewhere. It can be used as fertilizers, but it could be used as explosives. The material I'm talking about is aluminum nitride. I hope I pronounced it correctly. If I didn't, let me know and help me figure it out. And that material has been a culprit in huge explosions that have occurred throughout history, such as the Texas City explosion in 1947, and just recently the explosion in Beirut, Lebanon, that killed hundreds of people and destroyed a local harbor and caused severe damage to the city of Beirut. If you want to help Beirut, Lebanon, I have links down below to help give relief to the people that have lost their homes and people who are in need of medical help due to the explosion, and to help rebuild the city. Every little helps, and I appreciate it if you do help donate to give out relief to the people who are in a desperate need of medical help and new homes after the devastating explosion. Alright, we're almost there now. We're almost there to get the milk delivered to the population to keep them fed. Alright, we're here. Alright, the milk has arrived. Alright, and that's it for the job for today. We're now home, as you can see right here. This is the trailer where Trevor lives. Alright. And this is what it looks like inside. Alright, it's already nighttime and right now he needs some rest. Alright guys, that's it for this video, I guess. Thank you guys for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.